fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. We Simon Dekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, oh, I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall.
I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. You do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When the Decorum, Nigerian with Biafra. When the Siputa, Makamwero Wekaninaga, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo, Biko Kulien, Yamalike, Ogeruo. Oh, when the Boroku, Makamwero Wang. Oh, when the Buruchekwa, Makamwero Biafra. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo, Biko Kulien, the spirit of Biafra, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. When the Biafra Gideon, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Oh, Amadike no na donjon, Mugekweki Eremeyae. Bodike, Ngozi ike rura jobalike. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Biko Kulien, Yamalike, Ogeruo. Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Master Simon M.
smooth straight gabani no na ego na e kwadra ata ma ye budo o gini wasi Simon Ekpa emezu okwere onye ndu ihe gamadi geruo imakwa Simon Ekpa wujie ihe gamadi geruo Simon Ekpa watakata abo ojuda kwenyi mgbigwere onye ndu gị na-eme tata. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, what prime minister will I need a one who got I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, what the question is this: if Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom for Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow you. If you're looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Ogwe Bucharangwe, Mazi Simon Ekpa, or Guinea.
Mazi Simon Ekpa, Biko, GC, Kaka, Nogu, Atakata, Kaina, Ojuda, Uwe, Kwipolonyendu, Kine, Menata.
I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said, promise. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, for prime minister, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you, for Simon Ekpa. Oh, my dear Biafra, Dahi Boroka Biarole. Iye Jamadi Gero, Biafra Republic Government Awuchie. Iye Jamadi Gero, Commander General Lekweshiri. General Buduso, Suna Atakatawo. Commander Holy Ghost, Okonyendu Borokunu Nazatata. Iko Kuye. Okay, people, yeah, okay,
Jaja maka Biafra. We don't put our onye ndu. Yeah, Simon Efa. Oba Tobiye.
Witness me. I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are three types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots.
I want to let the world understand what the so-called founding fathers of the Zoological Republic actually said about Nigeria. Since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country, but the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs. They do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. Nigerian unity is only a British invention. Alhaji Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, 1948, a founding father of Nigeria. The second one, Nigeria is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigeria is a mere distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria and those who do not. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, 1947. Now, lastly, let me tell you what Nnamdi Azikiwe said in 1964 after the so-called independence of Nigeria. It is better for us and many admirers abroad that we should disintegrate in peace and not in pieces. Then, should the politicians fail to heed this warning, then I will venture the prediction that the experience of Democratic Republic of Congo, which is Katanga, will be a chance play if ever it comes to our turn to play such a tragic role. These are the historical facts that nobody can deny. We have it in abundance. So, their three founding fathers have, none of them actually believed in one Nigeria. All their founding fathers. But tomorrow now, you see Guardian write the founding father. Our founding fathers will be disappointed. But your founding fathers never believed in one Nigeria. It is here now.
The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great-grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Umahi. He loves Fulani. He used to be our brother. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to the Aruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the East, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the West.
Before, Southern Sudan fought a war for 30 years. 30. Our own was only 3 years. Only our boss. 3 years only. Everybody ran away. Only 3 years. We don't want to build men that at the slightest sight of difficulty, they run away. We want to weed out all the chaffs. We need those that can sustain. Those who are relentless in the pursuit of our freedom until our freedom comes. No retreat and no surrender. How do you get them?
Buying and selling has put us into wait and take business in anything we want to do. Whatever that will take us time, we don't want it again.
Nobody wants it.
People.
You know your people, at the slightest sign of difficulty, because they are used to buying and selling, they will run away.
Somebody is telling me here, he doesn't want to even go back to that zoo safe or whatever.
But I said something before.
I'm a child of 20 pounds. I am a product and a survival of children and the generation that were starved to death. And I am very, very angry. I'm very, very angry. Instead of that we cannot get this Biafra, I will turn to a beast. I will turn to a beast. I will become a beast. You see those children that you see, you count their ribs, and their stomach are big. You see their stomach swelling up every day. We came from them. This generation of Biafra, we come from them. We come from their survivors. And you know, I will be a beast. Most of you who claim you own businesses everywhere in Nigeria, for that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It is happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why? We are not the one bringing violence to Nigeria state. Rather, Nigeria aggression must be responded with aggression. That aggression is self-defense.
Only one, under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obatobie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who is following our prime minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who in this restoration process. So on that note, I welcome everyone, state administrators. Those that feel they do not want to follow the path of Obatobie, we also welcome them to quietly and peacefully leave the United States of Biafra. Biafra promotes freedom of association. You are free to go with whomever you want to be with. That is a basic right. We are not going to take it away from you. You are free to associate yourself with whom you want to. But what we are not going to allow is being able to disrupt what we are doing. Being able to use the platforms established by Obatobie to promote your chaos and your divisive nature. Allowing you to use the plans, the maps, the regions that Obatobie has set up to continue to disorganize, disinform our people. We are not going to allow you to do that. But as long as you following whoever calls you on the phone privately, it is okay to go with those individuals. And Biafrans, we truly support you to do that. That is called freedom of association, which United States of Biafra guarantees. There are charters that we signed during our declaration in Finland. And one of that is the basic human right of individuals to associate with whomever they want to. But you cannot do that under the United States of Biafra. There is only one United States of Biafra. Under one command, His Excellency the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, represented by my humble self, Dr. Orabueze. Anything outside this, we wish you luck, but please leave any platform that either myself or Obatobie has established. You can inquire from whoever you want to be with. They have their own platform. They have where they are doing their own little shenanigans. You can join them there. We wish you luck, but do not be in the platform established by the United States of Biafra and be causing your havoc. On that note, I thank all the state executives that are working.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program, wherever you are joining from. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program. If you are connecting from TikTok or you are listening to us from Facebook, wherever you are listening from, I welcome you and I appreciate everyone that has connected this very morning. Thank you for joining, and I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. Everyone that is watching this program, wherever you are watching from, I want you to know, for the sake of those who are joining us for the very first time, or those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that represents the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the order, guidance, and control of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the COS. That is where we stand, and that is the organization we represent. We represent the government of United States of Biafra, and we will continue to represent that very institution. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We do not come to this platform to attack people or individuals. We do not come here to push any propaganda or lies. We don't come here to attack any race or religion. Whatever be your own opinion, you are entitled to it. Whatever be your own line of argument or thought, you are entitled to it. For us here, the purpose of anchoring this program is to bring the plight of the Biafran people before the whole world. To tell the world what is going on in Biafra land. What is going on in the zoological republic called Nigeria. The atrocities of the Nigerian government against the Biafrans, against their own citizens. The abuse of human rights, the crime against humanity, and the genocide committed by the Nigerian government against its own citizens and against the Biafran people. In this platform, our purpose of coming here is to debunk all the lies that they have told against the Biafran people. Lies against our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. The lies they have told against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And the lies they have told against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We come here to trash it and set the record straight. We come here to tell our own story the way it is, the truth and nothing but the truth. Because the Nigerian government have always pushed lies against the Biafran people. The Biafran people are those who are living in the old southeastern region, which is today the southeast, south, lower Kogi and lower Benue of Nigeria. Biafra is a country that have existed from 1967 to 1970, fought a war with Nigeria, recognized by other countries of the world, and the British, with other international committees, joined Nigeria to fight against Biafrans in 1967, and they forced Biafra to be under Nigeria, and today Biafran land is under occupation by Nigerian government. But in this generation, at our age, we have said enough is enough. We can no longer continue to be silent and pretend all is well. We will continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. We will continue to expose the atrocities of the Nigerian government before the whole world. And we will never be silent. This is the assignment that we have taken up upon ourselves, and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, told us before time that every single one of us should embark on radical evangelism to educate the world on what is happening in Biafra land. And that is what we are doing in this platform. No matter the obstacles we are having, no matter the attack we are having from other social media networks, no matter how they try to cage us, make us look small, even when we are very big and large, no matter how they try to cage us and make sure that our information does not go far, we will not relent in preaching this gospel. And wherever you are watching, all you have to do is to help us. If you are watching on TikTok, tap the screen and share the program. If you are watching the program on Facebook, like the program and share the program. I can see my brother James Friday, Roland Chinonso. And I can see Ojugo. Thank you for joining on Facebook. Kindly like and share to other people. Whether I mention your name or not, I appreciate you. I welcome you to the program. And those who are joining me here on YouTube, where I am hosting the program. Remember, every morning, this program is an interactive section. It's a section where people can come into the program, sit down, and interact with us. If there are issues you have with us, maybe something you have heard about us that is not very clear to you, come in and ask the question. When I say hear about us, anything you have heard about the Biafran people, the restoration of Biafra, the battle of Biafra and the war of Biafra, whatever you have heard, either truth or lie, that you need confirmation, come to the platform, David Harbour channel. Go to the comment section. You're going to see the link. You come in and ask your question. There are so many lies flying out there. If you want to know the truth, or you want to know why we are doing what we are doing, or you have a contribution to make to us, either a contribution, a question, an objection, or prayer to make, join us on David Harbour channel. Go to the comment section. You will see the link. You click the link and you will be in the program. Then you can join us and make your contribution. You will have all the time in the world to do so. The only thing that qualifies you to join us is for you to be a human being. There is no law that says that you must be a Biafran to join us on this platform, even if you are not a Biafran. Whether you are from the Oduduwa land, or you're from the Arewa, or you're from any part of the world, no matter your race or religion, that doesn't matter to us. We are talking about humanity. To save humanity, that is why we are here. So feel free to join us and make your contributions. The only thing we ask is that when you are coming to appear on the program, make sure you appear in a very decent manner. Put on some clothes. We cannot admit you on this platform naked. No. You must put on some clothes. And then when you are speaking, make sure you speak in a very civil manner. Communicate to us in a civil manner so that we can digest your information. The whole world is watching. Members of the cabinet is watching. The Secretary of Information is watching. The Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, is observing us. Our Prime Minister, Master Samuel, is observing us. Every single information you drop on this platform is going to go a long way. So be careful what you say. Whatever you say, if it is something that is meaningful, that needs to be applied, I bet you the government is going to take it serious and it will be implemented. Whatever report you bring on this platform, the government of the United States of Biafra is watching and they are going to look into it. So use the opportunity you have today and use it wisely. Every morning, we are always here from 8:30 or 9 a.m. Biafran time. You can always join us. And we come here and spend at least 2 hours. I welcome every one of you who have joined on this program. Thank you for coming. And today we have taken a topic which says the United States of Biafra, led by Dr. NgoziOrabueze, taking the bull by the horn. Unity will move. A lot of things has happened and continue to happen. Some of those things that are happening needs explanation. Some doesn't need an explanation. And we have seen a lot. More especially from the appearance of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the court on Monday. Things took a different shape. The appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court energized the Biafrans, gave the Biafrans strength, revitalized the Biafrans. The appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court, as I have always said, that each time he appears, there is a lesson to learn. The only thing you have to do is to wait and watch closely. Inasmuch as we are bittered that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been on solitary confinement for more than 3 years, 4 years now, going to 5 years. And yet the government of Nigeria have refused to let go an innocent man who has not committed any crime. A man who was kidnapped from Kenya, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria after torturing him for 8 days. And for the past 4 going to 5 years now, he has been under solitary confinement and they continue to torture him emotionally, physically. And nobody sees anything wrong with it. The world is not outraged simply because he is a Biafran. Nobody cares. We saw what transpired in the court. We saw the inhumanity against human in the court. When we come online on daily basis and we say we have no part in that contraption called Nigeria, we are not meant to be there. And there is nothing that connects us with that contraption. People don't understand. When the Biafrans rise up and say they want their own nation, that enough is enough. We have overstayed our welcome in Nigeria. People do not understand. But when you watch that program, the appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Monday, you will now understand better that the Biafran people have no place in the zoo. You saw the abuse of the court process. You saw human rights abuse in broad daylight in the court. The court that is meant to be the last hope of ordinary man in Nigeria. The court of Nigeria is the end of the life of ordinary man. The court of Nigeria is the tragedy of the ordinary man. The court of Nigeria is where injustice is being promoted and enshrined. And we saw it clearly last Monday. The whole world was watching. The video went viral and everybody saw it. And you think they will react. They will never react. That is not the first time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have spoken. It's not the first time that the right of the Biafran people are abused. It's not the first time Nigerian court have done abominable things. But my problem is that some of us, when we see these things, we behave as if it is the first time. It is not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. If we don't walk away, it's not going to be the last time. They will continue to push their evil agenda. They will continue to preach their lies until we exit completely and leave them with their wickedness. That is why we must not stop what we are doing. We must not stop what we are doing. Every one of us must focus. The restoration of Biafra is stage by stage. It is stage by stage. It is a process, and we are going to pass through all those processes. The only thing you have to do as a Biafran is to stand strong with the United States of Biafra government. Whoever is in charge of the government, I mean the true government, the government of United States of Biafra, it is one, nothing but one. Always make sure you identify who is in charge. It is very easy. What it takes you to identify who is in charge is how truthful you are. Be truthful. Remove your envy. Remove your jealousy. Remove your greed. Put your friends and all sentiments aside. Think with your brain. Common sense. Once you can be able to identify who is in charge and leading the United States of Biafra, it doesn't matter who it is, male, female, old, young, poor, rich, support that person with the last breath you have. Today, every one of us know that the person that is in charge of the United States of Biafra today is Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, unchallenged. It is not confusing. The structure was put in place all the way from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu And we are going through it today. The mantle has fallen on Dr. Ngozi and she is one taking us. And you can see the way she is taking the bull by the horn, touching the untouchable. In this government of the United States of Biafra, there is nothing like a sacred cow. There is nothing like untouchable. When you come out and you want to make yourself the God, the government of Biafra will bring you down. Every one of us was falling to one government. The United States of Biafra has one government, not two. If you want to create another union, another faction, to do one thing or the other, you are free. Remember, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi in the beginning of this program, she talked about freedom of association. It is one of the things that we are signed on the 29th of November, 2024. One of the international treaties that was signed, freedom of association. As a Biafran, you are free to join any association that you wish to, peacefully, without rancor, without disrupting anybody. You are free. But when it comes to the United States of Biafra government, there is one and only one. You must not duplicate it. You must not use it for your selfish interests. You must not use it for personal gain. It is the government of the Biafran people, for the Biafran people, by the Biafran people. Today, led by Dr. Ngozi, and we must support her to success. We know that at every given point in time, there are people that are going to be aggrieved. We are human, and there is no law that says that everybody must be pleased. It is impossible. There's no way you can please everybody. The prophets of old never did. With all their sincerity, with all their good work, they never pleased anybody. Some people were still displeased. So we know that regardless how sincere the governments try to be or the leaders try to be, there will be people who will be unpleased. But always try to put aside your hatred. Put aside your wickedness. Put aside your envy and jealousy and focus on our collective interests, which is freedom. How are we going to be free? And whenever you feel that you are tired in this pursuit of freedom, you can no longer be able to carry the weight. You are free to take a leave. You are free to take a break. Don't destroy what you have joined in building. Take a break and let those who have the strength continue. Take us to the promised land. And at the end of the day, you can equally fall back and join us in the journey. When Biafra comes, the Biafra that is coming is for every one of us. It is for every one of us, regardless your race, regardless your location, regardless your orientation, your faith, or whatever. The Biafra is going to be for all of us, and we will make it what we want it to be. My fellow Biafrans, at this point in time, every one of us must be ready. We must be ready. It is every man to himself. Do not guarantee for anybody, not for me, not for any other person. You must be sure of yourself and guarantee for yourself, not for someone else. Just like Mazen Nandekano said in one of his words, he said, he is only sure of himself that tomorrow when he wakes up, he will continue to talk about Biafra. But he cannot guarantee anyone around him that the next morning they will still talk about Biafra. That was the word of Mazen Nandekano, and that is true. You that is watching me, you can only guarantee yourself that tomorrow you will still come here and discuss Biafra. I cannot guarantee for you. So many people who were in this race from the beginning today have taken a different way. Some people who started with us today are singing a different song. From the time of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those who started with him, some of them today are in the Zoological Republic government. And they have gone back to that bribery and corruption that they preached against. And so it will continue to happen. At every stage, some people are going to drop. There's no doubt. Every stage we got to, there are people that are going to fall out. Sometimes when they fall out, it's painful. When you realize that your fellow comrade, who you preached, sang a song, sat on the same platform and talked, all of a sudden have now begun to sing the song of the enemy. It is painful, but we must continue. We must continue. That is why your love should be for your nation, the United States of Biafra, not for an individual. I didn't say you hate people. You can like people, communicate with people, do business with people, but when it comes to showing your true love, it has to be for the United States of Biafra. Because that is the only place you can have defense. That is the only place you will be encouraged. That is the only place your faith will be viewed. That is the only place your future lies on. You can continue to deny it, you can continue to pretend about it, but it is the truth that nobody can run away from. The truth and nothing but the truth. So, my fellow Biafrans, with the situation we are seeing now, with everything that is happening, we must thank Chukwu Okike Abiama, because, as I have always said, all things work for good to them that love Chukwu Okike Abiama. Everything is working for our own good. It doesn't matter whether you agree or you don't agree. Everything is definitely working for our own good, and we continue to work for our own good. All we have to do today is to follow every incident, study it closely as they come. One of the most beautiful things that government is doing today, as always, is to unite Biafrans and make sure that Biafrans are on the same lane. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established the IPOB based on unity, and he did a great job to unite all parts of Biafrans together, and they began to see themselves as one, as Biafrans. We know that the enemy have preached a divisive message among us, that brothers begin to see their own brothers as enemies. Brothers begin to denounce their own name and answer a foreign name. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came on board and rebuilt that trust, and brothers begin to see themselves as brothers. Mazi Simon Ekpa also came on board and continue on that extension of the olive branch at all points in time. There have been several occasions where Mazi Simon Ekpa was attacked and cursed. He never cursed anybody. He never attacked anybody. Even those who preached against him, he extended love to them. Those who wanted him dead at a point in time, he forgave them and told them to come back. That unity and olive branch has always been there. And today, again, Dr. NgoziOrabueze is also standing on the same platform, extending the hand of fellowship to all Biafrans, creating unity among Biafrans and love. And wherever you are, as long as you're a Biafran, we are one people, and we have to encourage each other. Do not be ashamed to walk away from your evil. Do not be ashamed to retrace your step. Find a way and come back, and you'll be received. The only difference is that the government have known your capacity and your capability on how to manage informations. You will not work in an office that you cannot be able to handle. You will not be in an office that will be tempting to you anymore. Everything happens for a reason, and we must have to study also every time that something happens and look at the positive side of the event. We must learn to accept each other, and that is what the government is doing. Giving that olive branch, allowing Biafrans to speak up and join from wherever they are. There's no need to begin to cuss out. So many people are doing what they are doing out of ignorance. So many were deceived because they have a very flexible mind. There are people that do not have that mental toughness to stand difficulties or challenges. That is why you don't have to be quick to be cussing out your people or abusing your people. The people that laid this foundation for us were not so. They have always given us that olive branch, and that is what the government is still doing to today. That's why we are seeing the unity that is now coming up, and the Biafran people with the Liberation Army are marching in, marching up, making sure that things are done. We know that the enemy will not relent. They will still be fighting and looking for a means to come in, but we will not allow them. But at any point in time, we must learn to open our hands and accept everyone. It is not the time to curse. There's no reason for you to begin to curse out anybody, to swear for anybody. You don't have to do so. That is why I always say that there's no permanent friend and no permanent enemy in this struggle. You must not take it too personal when things happen. When I say don't take it too personal, when things happen, don't take it. This is our journey. This is all for every one of us. Do not be doing as if it's just you and you alone. There are people who are involved. But we must be careful the way we respond to issues. Cursing and abusing people will not show that you are serious or that you are fighting for Biafra, or that you are responsible. That is why when I see people who we are projecting themselves as leaders of Biafra, and you look their moral stand, first of all, start from their morality. Your morality must be very, very good and accurate. You must have a very good moral stand for you to be able to lead. Not when you come out and shout and curse everybody and then you expect people to listen. Nobody's going to listen to you. And I want us to listen to this very word, message delivered by Master Simon Ekpa, the Orabueze of Biafra land. Let's listen to this.
Just one. This is Simon Ekpa. I want you to go to Punch. Go to Punch Achieve. Go to and the 200 gije now. Onye afuho nka na-emeketa. Onwe ike ndị so na side gị, he believe ogi. Ifugo and ha believe ogi ifugo ni tinye na ogbagara na IPOB because ha believe ogi he never ma attack. Na ma na rugo ego from Ifeanyi Uba. Ifeanyi Uba na epresum ifugo na politician na etu isi we kwu ya na politician na epresum si na ezi na ebe politician na epresum na ezi na ebe Ifeanyi Uba na epresum Simon Ekpa. Okay? Ifeanyi Uba don't praise Simon Ekpa. Ifeanyi Uba can never praise Simon Ekpa. So that thing you see or that thing you saw, bundi ahụ si gị bịa mee Simon Ekpa attack. Jekwa jebe Photoshop, but denye that thing n'ime Punch. It is not anywhere.
This message was delivered when one of our fellow Biafrans began to push propaganda against our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, taking wrong information, Photoshop information that was given to him, and he used those Photoshop information and wrong information and begin to attack our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is a fellow Biafran who is supposed to focus on the restoration of Biafra and educating the Biafra people, telling the world what is happening. But he began to engage in attacking the personality of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, with fake and false information, propaganda and lies. And this was somebody who was supposed to be representing Biafra. Mazi Simon Ekpa saw the information. He did not come to attack him or curse him. He did not come to rain a curse and say he should die or live, but he came to address him to straighten up his neck so that he can be able to retrace his step. And that is what every one of us should learn from and begin to do. Cursing out people, dehumanizing people, tearing apart people's image is not the best. When you see wrong informations, they make a Photoshop and they give you, or they tell you, go and say this about this person. Verify very well before you say it. Most of us today that are talking online are talking out of ignorance. Some are reacting because their friend is reacting. They are reacting because their townsman is reacting. They are reacting because the person they call their godfather online or the person that promoted them online is reacting. So because the person promoted you online, even when the person is lying, you lie. They give you information, unverified, unfounded information, and you begin to push it around. It is wrong. But I want you to see the way Mazi Simon Ekpa handled the issue. Mazi Simon Ekpa did not come to swear for the people. He didn't come to curse the person. He didn't come to tell the person that to die. He didn't come to curse the person's family and the lineage. He came to straighten his neck for him to realize the wrong he has done and correct it and told the true part. I want you to listen to how Mazi Simon Ekpa handled the issue.
Next time, I say na Simon Ekpa say, go and search. I say na Ifeanyi Uba say, go and search. If you are na newspaper, you will not know ezoku. If you are newspaper bezoku, because everything if you are newspaper bezoku. But at least so that big agadaka. Next time when you are talking, you may reference if you are a newspaper. I'm saying, my brother, come and show me where Ifeanyi Uba praise Simon Ekpa. You can't prove it. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. I'm saying, I'm sure like a video I go clear. And I posted the link here. I have posted the link to the live video. The video is still there on that page. And all the live. I have showed you, I have proved you wrong, and now I'm proving you wrong on Ifeanyi Uba. Ifeanyi Uba never praised Simon Ekpa. Ifeanyi Uba can never say that. Okay? Because if you go and search the archive of the Punch newspaper, you can't see anything like that. My brother, if you are genuine Biafra, you got
Listen carefully. This is the area I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to this very area. This is the most important area of this video I'm playing. I want you to pay attention to what our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is about to say here. Very, very important. Every single one of us should begin to adapt this. Cursing out, doing all sorts of things against your own brother, we should desist from that. So many of them are acting out of ignorance. We know those who have sold their soul to the devil, but there are many who are acting out of ignorance. That is why you must be very careful how you respond to certain issues at certain times. Let us hear our Prime Minister.
Because I like you are one of the people I watch the video because of the way you just see, you know. If you are real, after watching this video, I don't expect you to stay more 5 minutes. Go and apologize to Biafrans, not to me, because when he weapon now, he does not remove 1 naira from my account, does not remove food from my table, he It does not remove anything from my name. But the people you have deceived with that single video is what disturbs me. The people that will watch that video and believe the nonsense coming from you, the ignorance you displayed on that video, that's are the people that I'm worried about. The people, because of that video, they will begin to have adabamba. That is the people I'm concerned about. Don't always be in a hurry to attack Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is a destiny child. Simon Ekpa.
Don't be in a hurry to attack Simon Ekpa. Not just Simon. This message is for those who are today attacking Dr. NgoziOrabueze. Don't be too hasty to attack her. She is holding a mantle for the Biafran people. She is not working for herself. There is a grace upon her today. For her to be on that position, there is an anointing upon her. Do not be hasty to attack her, to blackmail her, to speak ill of her, because it will not end well with you. Whoever you are, I don't know. Whether intentionally, knowingly, and unknowingly, do not be too hasty to attack anybody that is in leadership of this Biafran struggle. Don't. If you do, the end is not going to be well.
We're a destiny child. Destiny child, I'm a destiny child. I don't think bad about people. I don't think bad about people. Okay? I come with the mana ihe ji wepụta ihe a ihe ji bupụta ihe a bụ ka ịma na ihe anyị nwere enwere m ya nwekarịa gị. Okay? Enwere m ya nwekarịa gị. Mana mma ngo ọfọ maka na bụ m onwe m nwa na onwe m bụ ọfọ ka m bụ. Ọfọ ka m bụ abụ mma ngoro gị ọfọ. So eje m bute ihe a bụ ike ka m bụ ihe ike ebutere m ya ka ịma na enwe m nwekarịa nke inwe. Mana mapụta here bịa goba ọfọ because I know. Do you know why I will not do that? I know there are a lot of ignorant people out there.
Yes.
You know, and some of the things they do, they are not doing it on purpose. Like in Kaimekita. I know that you may not be aware of what you did. But after this video now, you will realize that you did a mistake. So I will not come here and start laying curse on everybody. You are going to die. You are going to do this. You are going to... When the...
Did you hear that? Coming out to lay curse on people has never been encouraged in this very restoration of Biafra. Do not curse out, more especially your own brothers. Some of them are acting out of ignorance. Some are acting out of ignorance. That is why the olive branch is always there. Whenever you repent and come back to your senses, you will be accepted. This message that Master Samuel preached here for a brother who was attacking him. I am repeating this message for some people today that are attacking the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze. The message in this very video is for you. And those who are in one post or position or the other, wherever you find yourself in authority, there is no need to curse. You have seen them come out and curse Dr. NgoziOrabueze on several cases and call her names. She never come out to respond. She never come out to curse anybody. They have called her different kinds of names, different kinds of accusations. She never came out to respond or curse out to somebody. Not because she cannot do it. Not because she doesn't have that power, authority, or that word. She has it, but she will not. Because many are acting out of ignorance. Listen again to our Prime Minister, Master Samuel. And when you are listening to this message, try to relate it to what is happening today. It will help you to understand better.
A lot of ignorant people out there, you know, and some of the things they do, they are not doing it on purpose. Like in Kaimekita. I know that you may not be aware of what you did. But after this video now, you will realize that you did a mistake. So I will not come here and start laying curse on everybody. You are going to die. You are going to do this. You are going to... When the people I am going to lay that curse on don't actually understand what they are doing, what am I going to gain? My own job is, I know Some of them don't know what they are doing. So what should I do? I will have to teach them. I will have to explain to them. So Mabiakita, they say, oh, okay, you let cost. I will have to let cost you back because I know you don't know what you did. Now, Imago, Edogongaya now, those here going, hey, he just again and them one name. Jay, your Biko, your Baharun, don't need Biafra. He deceive with your video. Okay, I'm going to play for this video again for those that are joining us now to know what you did. That
listen carefully. One of the important messages you must take here is that whenever you push those your lies and propaganda, it is important that you come back and correct what you have destroyed. The people you have made to believe wrongly, the people that you have deceived, whenever you retrace your step, make sure you come back and confess your sin. Ask for forgiveness. Not definitely for my sister or Dr. Ngozi or the person you offended directly. We are talking about the Biafran people because the God of the land will not spare you. For any single soul you deceive in this struggle, you will pay. For any single soul you mislead, you will pay. For those who are coming out to curse out people, you do a voice note, you send to somebody, you curse them and curse their generation and curse all their family. You make a voice note, you send to someone and you curse all their family. You are not a leader. You are not meant to be, and you will never be. Let's hear.
Hey, he just again and them one name. Jay, your Biko, your Baharun, don't need Biafra. He deceive with your video. Okay, I'm going to play for this video again for those that are joining us now to know what you did. That you did a very wrong thing. And
now you have heard it. I played that video as a lesson for some of us. There are some of us who don't understand things the way it is. Some of us who are easily confused and deceived. Very easily deceived. There are some attitude and actions that will make you to know who is a leader and who is not. There are some things that defines a leader. There are some qualities you have to find in a person to know that, oh, this person is a good leader. This person is a leader or this person is not. But sometimes we overlook these things and we allow envy, jealousy, hatred, love for money overshadow our mind and we cannot be able to know the truth. The United States of Biafra is doing everything humanly possible to see that Biafra is represented in all parts of the world. And that representation of the Biafra is ongoing. The Biafran government is taking the bull by the horn, writing to every country that have recognized us in the past for them to reactivate their recognition. Because most of those countries has never, at any point in time, taken back their recognition. They never did. And because they have never taken back their recognitions, all we need to do is to re-inform them. After the declaration, we officially go back and re-inform them that Biafra has come to stay. After we do that, then we expect and wait for their response. And that is what the Biafra government has been doing and will continue to do, to pursue the recognition of Biafra. Second thing is the defense of Biafra land. Biafra land must be defended. It is unfortunate that the distraction of the enemies made us to forget what we are supposed to do. What Mazi Simon Ekpa told us that we will do. I didn't say it. Mazi Simon Ekpa himself told us this is what we will do after the declaration of Biafra. What to expect. I have played that video here on several occasions. But it's unfortunate that some people do not listen or pay attention. And I will still play it today to remind us where we are coming from and what we are supposed to do. For those who have forgotten, let us listen to that message that was delivered before the declaration of the United States of Biafra on the 29th of November by the government of Biafra. We were told how things are going to go. And I want to go back to that memory lane. Let us listen to our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, on that message.
My supporters, Biafrans in the United States, I want every one of you to remember these three words. Nigerians, we are no more. Southeasterners and Southerners, we cannot become. And Biafrans, we must be. What are the declaration of the 2nd December meant to achieve? At least it is no longer a question of uncertainty. It is no longer a question of whether we are unsure. But I believe the message of the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra on the 2nd of December 2024 has penetrated even to the bone marrow of the enemies. So the question, and the big question is, what do we intend to achieve? They have mocked us that we are in exile. But what the truth that they are not telling themselves is that we are not only in exile. We are actually more in the homeland than what we are in exile. The truth they refuse to tell, which they continue to deceive themselves, is that every blessed Monday in Biafra land, we demonstrate that we are not just in exile. We also control the homeland. The truth they have not told you is that whenever we issue any declaration on either civil disobedience or the forceful lockdown of the Nigerian state institution in Biafra land, like we have declared from the 28th day of this August to the 26th of September, those who call us government, those who say we are in exile, will start crying. They will start all manner of propaganda, panicking, sending military terrorists in our land to try to, see whether we can change our mind, thinking that by killing our people, the pressure will, force us to change our mind. These are the things that they are not telling those gullible, idiot criminals in Nigeria that are believing in one Nigeria just because they have found themselves in a safe haven where they can commit crimes, international crimes and cyber crimes, and they will be bragging in their various communities for making money through crime. So they lie to themselves that, oh, don't listen to him, they are just in exile. Yet, each time we make any pronouncement, it becomes a problem to them. So the big question is, what do we intend to achieve from the 2nd of December? My supporters in the United States, Biafrans in the United States, we have at least two objectives. We want to achieve two things from this 2nd of December declaration. These two things are the delegitimization of the Nigerian state within Biafra land and the legitimization of Biafra government within Biafra land and beyond.
Very, very important. One of the most important assignments that we have is delegitimization of Nigerian government in Biafran territory and legitimization of Biafran government in the homeland and beyond. What are you seeing that is happening today? When you look at the project of the United States of Biafra, led by Dr. Ngozi, what are you seeing? What you can see clearly is the legitimization of Biafran government, home and abroad. That is why you see her appearing on different fora, speaking on different platforms, sending delegates and writing letters to the bodies that matters. And when it comes to the delegitimization of Nigeria in Biafran territory, it has everything to do with the Liberation Army. They have a major role to play. And that was where the enemy attacked. That was where the enemy attacked. And ask yourself, why is it that within that period that the enemy entered into the territory of the Liberation Army, they had no force, they were doing nothing? Those who claimed they were working for you, they entered there and they put a stop to the activities of the Liberation Army. The Liberation Army were no longer taking actions. They were no longer intervening in issues. They set that confusion, and the government of Biafra, knowing fully well that this is one of the projects we have at hand, immediately after the declaration, the legitimization of Nigerian government and legitimization of Biafran government. These enemies, they embark on delegitimization of Biafran government and legitimization of Nigerian government. I mean the enemies. Instead of engaging in delegitimization of Nigerian government, they began to legitimize Nigerian government. Why the United States of Biafran government under Dr. Ngozi was trying to legitimize Biafran government. They were doing everything possible to see that this thing that Master Samuel spoke about here, legitimization of Biafran government, the United States of Biafra that was declared on 29, instead of legitimizing it, which is what Master Samuel said here, some people ganged up themselves and they began to delegitimize the Biafran government, which was what we are supposed to do. Legitimizing government, that is what we are supposed to do. After the declaration, Master Samuel made it clear here, after the declaration, that we embark on legitimization of the Biafran government and delegitimization of Nigerian government. But the enemies came in and they turned it around. They began to delegitimize Biafran government and legitimize Nigerian government. How did they do it? They did it by attacking the government of the United States of Biafra that was declared on the 29th of November 2024. And they came on the ground to legitimize Nigerian government by disrupting the men on the ground, causing confusions, and to make sure that the men on the ground do not have the kind of force they're supposed to have. They were acting opposite. And so many of us were not paying attention, either because of what their personal gain, or because of their friend, or out of ignorance, they were not paying attention. But we had an information already kept for us on what to do after declaration. Look at what you do. Pursue the legitimization of Nigerian government to make sure they move forward from every inch. And again, project Biafran government to the world. Legitimize it home and abroad. While Dr. NgoziOrabueze was on that journey, the enemy were busy doing the opposite. But I thank you that today they have been defeated hands down. Today they have been defeated and they have no place anymore, and they will never, ever, ever have any place anymore. in this struggle. No matter how they try, they will never have any place. Because there is only one government. Only one government. And I thank you, that finally, the men on the ground have spoken, more especially from the camp where they planted their evil, using the name of one of the commanders. Finally, they got the response. And we will continue to play the response in case those who did not hear to hear and retrace their step and stop doing their evil.
Aloli ya yugo putu za kala kwa mono de Biafra udo drone umunda mala Biafra kala kwa mono umunda de hamana masya kala kwa mono ayano na aloli ya yugo putu za pasum ko boseta mana ya namma ame one information ne nwota de kande ji aha mu wura na eme ọtụtụ sibu ko ya memele so ya debele o ya memele ya bezuru one government and over to government ka akwụkwana and otu alaje ka na achụrụ efi si biko onye mara bụla besi anya aka ya ngwa ka hụ na ihe anyị na-eme na-aga na bute ụzọ bezi ni one government and ga-bute ụzọ belivuru ka Biafra were bịa and mbọ m na-agba ụka ihe niile anyị na-eme ka ọ na-enwe isi si biko na bute ụzọ anọ ha na propaganda gọọmenti ihe m nọ na USB gọọmenti one mind one Biafra and otu alaje aka na achụrụ efi biko for those of you ma ndị na-use aha m ma ndị na-ede nke a na-ede ma ndị na-ekwu nke a na-ekwu ekwu ka ndị na-alụrụ obodo ụzọ na obodo ụzọ adịghị awe ya enwekwanị nke m tiri enwekwanị nke m dere so ihe m na-alụ ụwa ọgụ Biafra ka Biafra were bịa so biko aka m sị ka m kọwara ụnụ aka m sịkwa ka m kwụrụ ụnụ ka ozi m arụkwa onye ukwu aka rụkwa onye nta aka. We must fight to get Biafra. We must fight to restore Biafra. Which na yememe. And they believe when they declare great the state of Biafra. So in Hama Gerunwaka Gerunwai. Kemeru Gwem. Zodiki BM na Adebo. Udo Durunu na Yamaka on a contribution on the guys a mayor number. Kasuko to our enemy. Kashide Maurede. Kongus Waran York. We move forward. Wiki Mayor, Katensi City, Oda Baram, Oda Bakwaron. Women on Grand. I could not Kusi, I could be a France and Azo. So we ensure that we must get Biafra. So Nabutuzo, Anakwa, Leben, Eja Hamako. I may him what I Jamako, but in him now. On your Bolosro Yaburuja Ham, one you couldn't get a biko, that stop war. Our Bafa. Because so that all one chain and command, one order, we must follow one order. The Kapia must require one chain and command. So, Udo drone, the one. That's the question on them. Put us back again.
You have just heard from Butuzo. The person that just spoke now is Butuzo. And he has made it clear that he is back. But do you know that the shameless ones went online and they begin to say that this audio is an old audio? That is how shameless these people are. The deceivers. I saw one of them post and he wrote that our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi went and took an old audio that was made before declaration. That was exactly what that idiot wrote. He said that this audio was before declaration. Is it that he doesn't understand Igbo? Or he didn't read? Even if you don't understand Igbo, the translation is in English. If you don't believe the translation, you look for somebody to translate for you. In that audio, Butuzo recognized and said that the United States of Biafra has been declared. But that clown was saying that this very audio was made before declaration. Is it because he doesn't understand Igbo? Or because his wickedness, envy, and jealousy could not allow him to listen properly? He has an ear problem. Because even if you don't understand Igbo, the very word was translated in English. And he can equally get someone to translate. There are many Igbo people surrounding him, even if he doesn't understand Igbo. But he went ahead to deceive himself. In an audio where the speaker said that Biafra has been declared, Butuzo made it clear, Biafra has been declared. And he talked about people using his name to say this and say that. People who are writing on his name. All this say this and say that and writing started after the declaration. The audio is very, very clear. And I bet you the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi will not descend so low to play the kind of dirty games they are playing. She will not descend so low to behave the way they are behaving by using a propaganda or whatever. What for? What for? We don't need it. Even without this audio, we know what to do. We can move ahead without it. Even without the audio, without Dr. Orabueze releasing the audio, if Biafra struggle can contribute to work, it's just for the sake of those ones that have flimsy minds. But to see how idiotic they are, they still went ahead to tag the audio an old audio. That is how shameless. And you still see people believing them. You still see people sitting down and listening to these clowns. I can't imagine. And I bet you it is not charm or juju, nothing. It is a sheer stupidity. Those that are following them, they are as stupid as they are. The people following them and listening to them are as stupid as they are. If not, how could somebody on audio that the person that made the audio stated clearly when the audio was made, through that very statement he made, he said, Biafra has been declared and we have only one government. Biafra has been declared and we have only one government. And yet, somebody shamelessly come out and tell you, oh, the audio is good. It is really, really sad and shameful. I pity those who are still paying attention. We said it's not going to last for too long. How many months now? It's not going to last for too long. And the truth will be out and all of them will go disappear to thin air, just like their fellow comrades have disappeared. It is sad that people we started the race with, all of a sudden they drop out and begin to behave like idiots. People that I have stood on the same platform with, and we did joint broadcast. Today, you see them talking from the other side of their mouth. One of them, even when he was fighting against Mazi Simon Ekpa, then I wasn't in their media, but I was broadcasting, independent broadcaster, that was I was, defending the government. When they were fighting against Mazi Simon Ekpa, I was an independent broadcaster, defending Mazi Simon Ekpa in all platforms. When he was driven away, he came to my own platform to challenge me. He came to my platform and he challenged me and said that I will see how Mazi Simon Ekpa will end. It's not a secret. It is on the video is still online. I didn't delete it. Then I was broadcasting on David Harbour channel on my page. I was broadcasting on my page then in King David Exploits His Pose. Facebook page. King David Exploits His Pose. He came and challenged. Then nobody want to admit him into their program. He cannot have that confidence to go to anybody's platform, It was in my platform he came. I saw him comment on the conversation. I sent him link to come in. I brought him in and we spoke. He challenged me that I will see how my system will in. I will see how everything will end. And at the end of the day, it ended. And today again, the same person is falling out again. What does that tell you? The same person is falling out again. It is sad and painful. I don't wish that kind of thing to be happening to anybody, not my fellow comrade. I don't wish to see them on such kind of disgraceful mood. I don't like to see them descending in such a low state that they cannot be able to rise anymore. In such a shameful state that they cannot even be able to open mouth and say sorry anymore. It is sad, but it is what it is. We must continue. There is only one government of the United States of Biafra. Only one government, and every one of us must always have that at the back of our mind. There is only one government.
You know that the COS does not know. If you decide there's something you know. Oh. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me quickly add to Biafrans.
There is only one government. And the earlier you understand that, the better for all of us. If you do not understand that, you are hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself.
Message. Biafran men and women hear that ugly.
Every one of us must continue to pay attention and support the government of the United States of Biafra under Dr. NgoziOrabueze. That is the right way to go. It does not matter how you feel. It does not matter what you think. Your propaganda and your blackmail cannot change anything. There is only one government of the United States of Biafra, and there is where your loyalty should lie.
Only one, under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority.
You have heard it. Only one government, and this is the government that Master Samogo told us, that after the declaration, we will continue to legitimize this government, the United States of Biafra government. And we delegitimize the Zoological Republic government in our territory. Today, while we are chasing the legitimization of United States of Biafra government and delegitimization of Nigerian government, some other criminals are legitimizing Nigerian government and delegitimizing Biafran government. What a shame. Even though they were there, even in the cabinet meeting, they were there when everything was put in order. They are part of the cabinet. They had the instruction directly from Mazi Simon Ekpa. It's not that someone else told them. They had it and they saw it. They sat on the same place with Mazi Simon Ekpa, and yet they went ahead to do different things altogether. It is a shame.
Our declaration will cover all grievances against Nigeria. The injustices against Biafra people by the Nigerian state, the harms suffered by the Biafra people within Nigeria. This has a standard way of delegitimizing Nigeria as an existing state, and of course, legitimizing Biafra as a new independent state. These grievances, the Biafra government have constituted a committee called the Declaration Drafting Committee that is putting and penning down every grievances we have against Nigeria. And there is the latest one, which is the student loan. Many of you have seen in the news that they have approved a student loan from every geopolitical zone, but they excluded Southeast, part of Biafra. That is technically accepting partially the declaration that is coming on 2nd of December. They're already telling us to go. But what they have refused to understand is that they don't define our map. We define our map. It is not them. They are still using the colonial mentality of giving them the demography, changing the demography for them. This is 21st century, where the people are wise and we know our boundaries. We know our land. You don't tell us where our land is and come from Yoruba land to tell us where your boundary ends, or come from the Fulani Caliphate to tell us where your boundary end, our boundary end. No, that was then. During the time of Usman Danfodio and during the time of Babangida, where you use your military degree to do whatever you want. This time around, it is not going to work like that. We know our boundary. Our boundary has been defined by the Biafra government. Our state and institutions has also been put in place by the Biafra government. So our declaration is going to state very clearly the grievances we have against Nigeria, why Biafra has come to become a remedy. Now, I use instances always, making references to the United States. Just as in the 1776 of the U.S. Declaration, when they become a new state, then they presented this particular new state of the United States as the only remedy, the listed grievances for them to declare the independence of the United States. Biafra will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created.
Did you hear it? We must always present Biafra as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created. Biafra should be presented as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created. This is the message we are supposed to be preaching. The only solution, the only remedy to the atrocities in Nigeria, to the loss of life in Nigeria, the only remedy is Biafra. That is the message we are supposed to be preaching to the world, and not coming to X or any platform to attack your brother or your sister. Not coming to program to come and attack the government of Biafra. We are supposed to be presenting Biafra as the only remedy. How can you present Biafra as a remedy when you are attacking the same government of Biafra? How can you present Biafra as the only remedy when all you are doing is against what the Biafran people stands for? How can you present Biafra as the only remedy when all you do is to find fault in every single thing the government of the Biafra is doing? How can you present Biafra as a remedy when all you know is to attack the leadership of the Biafran people? Biafra remains the only remedy to what is happening in Nigeria. I want you to hear it once again from our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon.
As the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created, inquest will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity of the United States. Biafra will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created, in quest to bring Islamization of Nigeria and, of course, that turn Nigeria into Islamic State, the United States. Biafra will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created in quest to bring Islamization of Nigeria and, of course, that turn Nigeria into Islamic State. We are going to present Biafra government as a remedy to the United States, to the West, and to every other world power that cares to know. Part of the grievances will be the killings by the terrorists and the high-level corruption and political crisis that Nigeria has found itself today without any solution. Since the last election, which the European Union condemned, which the United Nations condemned, which the America condemned, and faulted everything that has to do with the result of the last election. Yet, they are recognizing the criminal who called himself Tinubu as the president. Because Nigerians are stupid. Nobody rise up against, because everybody have been captured and enslaved with terrorism. If you do the killing, the assassinating. That's why many of them are bragging. Whenever we talk, they say, Samanaka, come to Nigeria so we believe you. Do you know why? Because they think that we are going to be as stupid as those people that have killed in the past. Kensaro Wiwa, should we start mentioning them? Anybody that rise up to challenge the impunity of the Nigerian state, the terrorist state, they eliminate the person. What is the other name? The Yoruba man, Gani Kfawemi or whatever he's called. He was assassinated. These are people who think they can make changes within the Nigerian state. It's impossible. Even this criminal called Tinubu, he ran away. He would have been killed by the military administration then, because he thought that he can have any political movement, to change whatever he want to change then, before he came back to become the governor. He ran away to exile, and probably France, because I know he has a very good relationship with people in France. Now, just like the United States, we are going to present Biafra after 2nd of December as the only remedy to the political crisis in Nigeria today. We will present Biafra as the only remedy to the upsurge of terrorists in the Sahel. I am telling you, nobody will see what we are doing today as a government in exile and don't give us that particular opportunity. We have proven beyond reasonable doubt that as Nigeria as a failed state, the only remedy that will save the life of people and also save the interests of the West, because no matter how you want to say it, we still have to protect the interests of the West, which goes a very long way in making sure that our society still remain in a sane, we still remain in a sane society, both in conflict-wise, insecurity-wise, national security, and what have you. So Nigeria no longer function as a law-governed state, capable of resolving its current political and economic crisis. My people of Biafra.
This one was shown in the court on Monday. Nigeria is no longer capable of governing or implementing law in its environment. Nigeria is no longer capable to run any firm. A very lawless country, a failed state, and we saw that just on Monday in the court. That was why you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood up. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood up in the court and he lectured them in their own court. What transpired in the court is to show that Nigeria have lost it completely. Completely, Nigeria has lost everything that makes it a nation. They have lost the moral stance to do anything or to implement anything. You saw what transpired on Monday. Maybe you have forgotten. Some of us have a very short memory. And for those who cannot remember, let's see.
I'm not educated. I am an educated man. I can't show them the petition for the simple reason that if you show it,
what the judge said was that the case file
to say today for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. she stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyako is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out in Nigeria. That's the problem. Who is that person? Corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release or smoothen the pathway for the husband and the son. They are facing, but it doesn't matter if they're off it. In a corrupt society, that's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to superior court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. You are against this man. You should not have revoked his bail. Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him. These things are in the public domain. Why, therefore, are they insisting on trying me? A court order was entered. In that very court order, it was said very clearly and succinctly that she is no more. That she is no more going to try me. Why are they insisting? Why are they insisting? I ask. Because they have no case against me. They have no case against me, and they know it.
What you just saw here is what Mazi Simon Ekpa is speaking about. And Mazi Nandekano have started his own action from their own court. When Mazi Nandekano said, I will fight from the front, some of you do not understand. These two templates are the same. Mazi Simon Ekpa has said it. After the declaration, we will present Biafra to the whole world as the only solution to the insecurity, to the criminality in the zoo. We will legitimize Biafran government and delegitimize Nigerian government. After the declaration, which has happened on the 29th of November. And instead of those of us outside to hold on to this very project and go through with it, some of them, they are busy delegitimizing Biafran government and legitimizing Nigerian government. That is what some idiots are doing. But look at our spirit leader. In the forefront, delegitimizing the Zoological Republic government and legitimizing Biafra, telling them it is my right to fight for Biafra in their front, in their own court. But you that is having your freedom, you forgot the plan that all of us sat in the cabinet and made with Mazi Simon Ekpa. And that is why I brought it today. As if you have forgotten that project. Maybe you just remember and you go back to where we are coming from.
To the political crisis in Nigeria today. We will present Biafra as the only remedy to the upsurge of terrorists in the Sahel. I am telling you, nobody will see what we are doing today as a government in exile and don't give us that particular opportunity. We have proven beyond reasonable doubt that as Nigeria as a failed state, the only remedy that will save the life of people and also save the interests of the West, because no matter how you want to say it, we still have to protect the interests of the West, which goes a very long way in making sure that our society still remain in a sane, we still remain in a sane society, both in conflict-wise, insecurity-wise, national security, and what have you. So Nigeria no longer function as a law-governed state, capable of resolving its current political and economic crisis. My people of Biafra.
Did you hear that? When you saw what transpired in the court, this is just what Mazi Simon was speaking about. And the only remedy that remains today that we should present to the world is Biafra. And Mazi Nandekano kicked it off on Monday. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kicked it off on Monday, telling them, it is my right to fight for self-determination, and that is why I'm here. Nigeria has failed. They are a lawless country. They don't have the strength and knowledge and wisdom to govern themselves. Nigeria is ungovernable. But some of us left this message and they are doing a different together. I pray that Chukwu will wake all of you up and we focus on what we are supposed to do. Yeah, welcome, my beloved brother Max. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you and I welcome you to this very program. Go ahead and speak to us, my brother Max.
Thank you so much, Mazichus, and good morning from my end. Good morning to all the people in the comment section, those that are commenting and those that are listening. I say, may God continue to bless you for your support, like and share. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless you. I wrote on my timeline on Space that the criminal and the corrupt Nigerian judicial system is making a lion or a dragon out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hey, me pesa. Fakunja no go inside. Me are there. They say, so they have succeeded in making Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the dragon, the lion of our time. A fearless man. I do not know if I were in his shoe, if I would be this, if I can go on the tangent that he has gone, to blast them even in their court, blasting the senior advocates, so-called senior advocates of Nigeria, teaching them what they ought to have known that they don't know. Either they knew, but they don't want to apply them because of how corrupt the system is. I will not forget my leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister, wherever he is. May God continue to see him through, strengthen him, make him stronger than he used to be. And we expect that God is going to bring him out to come and join his own people. That's exactly what my prayers are. I won't beg for them because they did not commit any crime. I can only beg for someone who committed a crime. They did not commit no crime. They are fighting against the injustices that are being meted out on the people of Biafra. Not just the people of Biafra, because the people of Biafra are on the stepping stone. They are the stepping stone. They are the testing ground for the world injustice since 1967 to today. The Biafran people has been the battleground for injustice. And we are resisting it. Our people are resisting it. It's quite a pity that it has taken a lot of life as well. But believe me, there is no justice anywhere that is rendered. There is no liberty that is rendered. There is no freedom that is gotten without the loss of lives. We must lose lives. But we pray that God will not make it, too much for us to bear. These are some of my prayers. These are my prayers. Let it not be, it can never be as worse as it has been, my people. The rest are assured. If you look at what happened there, see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just fighting for the Biafran people. He is also fighting for Binta Nyako, who is being blackmailed. But do they have the discerning spirit to understand what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing for them?
No, they don't.
The husband and the son is standing trial, corruption charges. They have now laid a bet for her, either to jail or convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or the husband and the son will stand trial. knowing fully well that there is nothing whatsoever against Moses Nnamdi Kanu. Why will you convict an innocent person because you want your family to be free? That is gross injustice, judicial injustice. Using your position as a judge to convict an innocent person for your own personal gain, to save the head of your husband and your son. That is the worst thing any law officer would do. And that is what they are doing. They are using their position, knowing fully well how horrible and corrupt Nigeria is. They are using their position to fight the innocent, the just. And that is the reason why God is going to continue to expose them at any time, just like he has exposed them right now, under their own nose. Their noses, I mean. God has exposed them. God has done wonderful things. The world has seen the kind of manipulation, judicial manipulation that is going on in that country. Convict someone and free yourself. The same thing happened. Delefaro to me wrote, the criminal justice system of Nigeria. They came after him. They dragged him left, right, and center. But the man will never back down. The same thing you see happening here live. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said he is going to go to Abuja. He is going to fight them and he is going to conquer them. He is fighting for those of them in those days that were saying, you are in London talking pata 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 cho online president, come back home and face Nigeria. He is there facing you and you don't even have an answer to all the questions that he has asked you people. Give him the answers. Give us the answers up to those questions that he has been throwing at you. Corrupt people, evil men and women in the realms of power, using it for their own aggrandizement. That is what they do. And we will continue to fight. We will continue to speak. The world will continue to hear us. And God Almighty will do the rest for us. Thank you, Mazuchus.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max. I appreciate you for that very line of thought. And dear friends that are watching us, I want every one of us to know that we have a responsibility today to support the United States of Biafra, led by Dr. Ngozi to unify every one of us and forge ahead for our victory. We have a very serious assignment, which Mazi Simon Ekpa himself have laid down. I just played the video. It's unfortunate that the people who were in the cabinet when this very arrangement were made today are pretending not to know, and they are doing opposite. Now, the ball is on our court. Every single one of us must align with the United States of Biafra government to support the government. The government is already on the right track, doing what they have to do. And you must support the government and be patient and follow on. The government is your government. And you gave that government to Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko to manage for you. You entrusted the government in the hand of Mazi Simon. And Mazi Simon Ekpa, by his own self, chose people to work with him. And he gave somebody the surrogate to continue to run the affair of the government until he comes. The least we should do is to support the government of Mazi Simon Ekpa that I put in place. That government he promotes and supports. The least every one of us should do is to support that government and make sure that that government succeeds. Every single thing that the government have laid down must be supported. the government is online pursuing the legitimization of government of Biafra and delegitimization of Nigerian government. And for those of us who are not aware, I make that to show you an update that was posted on the platform of our Deputy Prime Minister. Also on the platform of the Minister for Information, and also on the Biafran government platform. This is Department of Information and Telecommunication. I want you to look at this document that was posted. And it reads, this document was posted is 1 hour ago. No, it's not 1 hour ago. Yeah, I think it should be 1 hour ago. The documents. It said, breaking. Biafra Republic government in exile has officially been dissolved. This dissolution coincides with the declaration of the United States of Biafra. With this move, the previous government structure in exile has been rendered obsolete. In case you don't get it, this is a Department of Information and Telecommunication. Now let us check the information also on the platform of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, on her own handle, so that you wouldn't be confused. The same information is on her platform. This is the information. And this was posted yesterday. I think it's about 9 hours ago. Yeah, 9 hours ago. It was posted. And let us read the information. It says, breaking. Briggy dissolved as USB is declared. For those of us who are not aware, and you are still talking about Briggy, you are still talking about government in exile, I want you to pay attention to this very content that was posted. I want you to pay attention to this very result. Biafra Tower, government of the United States of Biafra. It reads, the date there is 11/2/2025. That is the date on the item. 11/2/2025. And it says, dissolution of Biafra Republic government in exile, Briggy. It is resolved that the Biafra Republic government in exile, Briggy, is hereby dissolved as its reason for existence has been superseded by the November 29th, 2024 declaration of restoration of the independent state of Biafra. All assets of the Biafra Republic government in exile and its affiliates, Briggy Corporation, ID D2375727-1, shall be transferred to the Secretary of State of the United States of Biafra. All officers of the former exiled government shall report to their counterparts with the United States of Biafra for resignation. No, for reassignment. All officers of the former exiled government shall report to their counterparts with the United States of Biafra for reassignment. All activities of the Biafra Republic government in exile shall cease as of February 15, 2025. This is an official statement. Signed, Secretary of State, Engineer Christian Udozo, for government of the United States of Biafra, Ebube Capital Territory. Approved Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, acting head of state and deputy prime minister, on behalf of the head of state and prime minister, Simon Ekpa Njoko. So henceforth, officially, Briggy has been dissolved. Anything that has to do with Briggy has to cease henceforth. And we are moving forward fully into the United States of Biafra. Biafra have been declared. Just as Commander Botuzo also said, that Biafra has been declared, and all we have to do is to focus on one government. Every one of us should march forward and join the one government to support this government to succeed and to defend our land. The defense of Biafran territory is one thing that every one of us should be part of. Wherever you are as a Biafran, prepare yourself. Support your government financially, prayerfully, morally, more especially financially, because legitimization of Biafran government in Nigeria will cost money. We are going to legitimize Biafran government in Biafran land by force. It is by force. And for us to exercise that force, it needs equipment. The Liberation Army are going to play a major role. The government of Biafra under Dr. Ngozi has been able to today reunite the Liberation Army. And the Liberation Army are supposed to be taken care of. Every of their needs will be taken care of by the government of Biafra. When I say government of Biafra, by you, by me, we are the government. And it is we that will provide something that will be used to equip them, to take care of them, for them to fight that battle and bring down the legitimization of Biafran government in Biafra land, while the government continue to fight the recognition abroad. It is going to cost money. Fundraising is coming on Saturday. A lot of things are going to happen very, very soon. You know, our governments, whatever we say, we always respond. It will only take time. Just like our prime minister always say. Whenever he says a word, you say, oh, if it doesn't happen in a day, it will happen in a week. If it doesn't happen in a week, it happens in a month. But our government, we must respond against the atrocities of Nigerian government in Biafra territory. The loss of life we have recorded very soon. For everything Soludo is doing in Anambra State, we are going to respond in a very fearful way. The government of Biafra are going to respond. Now the government have been able to settle the issue of the men on the ground and putting them together. The men of the ground are all reunited once again, and they are going to march in full force. They need your backing. They need my backing. We need to do everything we can to see that we support them to carry this mission to a conclusive end. It does not matter what the enemies are saying. It does not matter what the enemies do. We are going to defeat win this battle. Now that we have found our feet and we know where we are, wherever you are, as a Biafran, if you chose to do something different from what you are supposed to do, it is your business. Remember what our Deputy Prime Minister said about freedom of association. Your freedom is yours. You are free to associate with anybody you deem fit. But I tell you, as you are doing that, do not use anything that belongs to the government of Biafra. seeing this very article that I read now, this very article that is in public that I read, Briggy has been dissolved officially. So if you are doing anything with the Briggy, anything that contains Biafra government, you are a fraudster. And we are not going to take it light with you going forward. If you want to pursue your own Biafra in a different way, you are free to join any organization and do what you want to do. Our Deputy Prime Minister have said that before. And I would like to play it again for you to remember in case you have forgotten.
State administrators, those that feel they do not want to follow the path of Obatopie, we also welcome them to quietly and peacefully leave the United States of Biafra. Biafra promotes freedom of association. You are free to go with whomever you want to be with. That is a basic right. We are not going to take it away from you. You are free to associate yourself with whom you want to. But what we are not going to allow is being able to disrupt what we are doing. Being able to use the platforms established by Obatopie to promote your chaos and your divisive nature. Allowing you to use the plans, the maps, the regions that Obatopie has set up to continue to disorganize, disinform our people. We are not going to allow you to do that. But as long as you following whoever calls you on the phone privately, it is okay to go with those individuals. And Biafrans, we truly support you to do that. That is called freedom of association, which United States of Biafra guarantees. There are charters that we signed during our declaration in Finland. And one of that is the basic human right of individuals to associate with whomever they want to. But you cannot do that under the United States of Biafra. There is only one United States of Biafra. Under one command, His Excellency the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, represented by my humble self, Dr. Orabueze. Anything outside this, we wish you luck, but please leave any platform that either myself or Obatopie has established. You can inquire from whoever you want to be with. They have their own platform. They have where they are doing their own little shenanigans. You can join them there. We wish you luck, but do not be in the platform established by the United States of Biafra and be causing your havoc. On that note, I thank all the state executives that are working day and night to ensure that we all go home by the end of this year.
You have had it. The ball is in your court to make your choice, either to be in the light or to be in darkness. The choice is yours to make. For any choice you make, you will be responsible for whatever happens to you. You wouldn't say, oh, it is Shook Survivor that made you to do what you are doing. It is Maxwell that made you to do what you are doing. It is Dr. NgoziOrabueze or Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nanikan that made you to do what you are doing. Every one of us must give account of our stewardship. Whatever decision you are taking, make sure it is your decision. Every single thing we are saying here is to bring out truth, bring out information for you. At the end of the day, the choice is yours to make. While you are making your choice, always have it at the back of your mind that you will be responsible for any choice you make, and there is a consequence for whatever choice you make. My beloved brother Maxwell, go ahead and talk to Biafrans. You have something to say before we move on and round it up.
Thank you so much, Mazitrix. Yes, I am happy that this update that is coming out now. I've not heard of this update. I'm just seeing it now. One of the good reasons, to be in your platform all the time. Because anytime I don't appear on your platform, it's either I'm busy or there is something. that is pursuing me, just like the local Igbo adage. If you see a toad in the afternoon, if something is not pursuing it, it is pursuing something. So this is a great update for our people. For those that are still hanging up on the Biafran Republic government in exile, they say, like Christ said, the shadow, the Biafran Republic government is like a shadow of what is to come. The main thing has been declared. The main thing has been declared on the 29th November 224. Then that shadow is going to give way for the real object to remain. So this is how I see it. It is a good information and update and decision that has been taken by the chief of staff, who is standing in for Mazi Simon by the prime minister. It's a good thing. Kudos to them. And may God continue to bless her and her, administrators, those that are working, day and night tirelessly to make sure that we get, to that fruitful end. It's a very good opportunity. And to add to what you have said, and to what my chief of staff said also, if you do not want to join the United States of Biafra, please join your own platform and don't do anything that is going to cause the life of our people in Biafra land. Please don't do that. Do not do whatever that you are going to do. Please do it devoid of the loss of life of our people in Biafra land. That is my advice to them. Whatever that you are going to do, I repeat, must be avoided. The life of our people must not go in it. If you have chosen your path, I have pitched my tent with the United States of Biafra, and for now, Dr. NgoziOrabueze is the leader. She is presiding over the affairs of the United States of Biafra. If you have chosen a different path, glory be to God. And I join her and you to wish them well, in anything that they do. But do not do anything that is going to involve the life of those that we are called upon here to protect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Every one of us must continue to support the Biafran government because we have a very serious task ahead of us. A very serious task ahead of us. You can see here, our people are still lamenting and crying. And destroying the life of the innocent citizens. These are young men that went for work. They went to do work to earn their daily bread. And Soludo boys, their life. And tag them kidnappers. Innocent Biafrans that are working tirelessly day and night, seeking for their daily bread. What will it take Soludo to go and make investigation and look for the kidnappers that are kidnapping our people? We have seen evidence of people who were kidnapped and they came out and told us how the kidnapping them looks like. They have come out and tell us what they saw. We have heard about selling of human parts, and that place is just like a village in the forest. Why is it that Soludo is leaving the forest and coming to the home of the Biafrans, taking innocent life, claiming he's fighting against kidnappers and unknown gunmen? Biafra land is bleeding. You see people sharing tears and crying, innocent citizens of the Biafra who has not committed any crime. We saw in one occasions when a reverend father was kidnapped, and that reverend father, Ebu Monson, say he called the Anambra State governor, and they said they have no equipment to track these kidnappers in the bush. He has to reach out to other states to help out. At the end of the day, that very reverend father was rescued. He told the story of where they went and how the environment was. If Nigeria were to be a serious state, how can you see a victim come out from captivity, describe the area, tell you what he has seen, and yet you cannot be able? Okay, I thank God that Bromaswell is here. At least Bromaswell has a spirit about security. Bromaswell, I want to ask, even without the foreign technology, is it not possible for a well-trained military man from the confession of a victim that have escaped captivity, with the explanation and diagram already, can't you be able to figure out where events are happening and be able to root out the enemy from there?
I call this premeditated, crime that have been committed, sanctioned by those that you have paid through your taxes, through your remittances to protect you. See, there are places where technologies work. So when you talk of the deployment of UAVs to gather intelligence, or spy planes, like the latest one that they are using now to gather evidence, they call the balloon. I don't know whether you heard of the balloon. These are electronic, state of the art equipment that can be used in intelligence gathering. But there are areas where this thing cannot go, unless probably they are using an advanced equipment that is equipped with heat technology. That heat technology would detect every human being because it goes through your body to find out, to show whatever that is there. But the other most reliable intelligence that we work with is eyewitness intelligence and information.
That's what I'm saying.
Informations that we got from those people. First is the description of the place. Second is the kind of people that is there. Third is the kind of weapons that they are using and how densely populated that place is. The environment, the topography of the area, these are the things. But once that these informations are given to you, just like these people that were released, ransom were paid and they were released. They came. They told you the type of people they are.
Exactly.
The type of people. They are Fulanis. They are Igbos. They are Yorubas. They are Hausas. They have given you, every tribe in Nigeria knows, have their own peculiar identification, let me say, identification. If you see a Fulani man, you know that this man is a Fulani man. That is how it is. So when these informations are gathered, processed, then the only thing you need to send, where are your Reiki patrols? After getting this information, where are your Reikis? Surveillance, what you can call generally surveillance. But we have the Reikis that can go into this forest on foot, well prepared to see most of these places where these people are. You can also deploy drones, unmanned aerial vehicles that can also help you to show you pictures of those areas so that you will know how to plan against these people. But they will not. Why do you think that they will not? They will not because they are also partakers of those crimes. They are beneficiaries of those crimes. They love what is happening, either because of monetary terms or those people who are controlling them, who are supposed to take these decisions to go after these people, are people deployed in your area, in our areas, that like what these terrorists are doing on our land. That is the two ways it is happening. It's either they are benefiting from it, or there are heads of security agencies that love the atrocities these people. That is where T.Y. Danjuma comes in, aiding and abetting, working with them, giving them access, giving them whatever, cunningly giving them whatever that they want. So that is, it is not a big deal. It is not a big deal. These are things that intelligence operative can go in there and search. Remember that these people might not be, they don't have a stable place. There might be movements. In order to elude arrest and attack, there will be constant movement. Where they are today might not be where they will be tomorrow. That is the reason why you need to deploy on drones, surveillance drones. They have it. They can do it, but they will not do it because they love what is going on. They are encouraging them, supporting them to take over your land and force you to pay money. Do you know how much these people are receiving as ransom from the Biafran people? They say how many? 20-something billion or trillion. Look at it. Look at it. Just look at the picture the video that you are showing there. You see, these are some of the things we are crying about. They can do it, Mazi Chooks. They refuse to do it because there are enormous resources, money that they are getting from it. They are all partakers of those evil. Or those people want them to continue to deal with us because their people are at the places of authority. That's simple. They can do it, but they choose not to do it. Thank you.
It is so sad, my brother. It's really sad. So I thank God that you are here, because sometimes I'll be wondering, sometimes you see some of them, they will come and they will complain about not having sophisticated equipment, we have been there for years.
Let me say this. Let me add this. You see, the Nigerian government has every equipment at their disposal. The security agencies have every equipment at their disposal. So I don't see any reason why they should, say, oh, because due to lack of equipment that we cannot carry out these operations. These are surgical and vital operations that you're supposed to carry out in order to save life, where you cannot prevent them by being proactive. You save lives. Maybe it's 50-50. Innocent people will always die in such cases. But when you are surgical in that operations, you will save life and use it as a deterrent to would like to do, those people that would like to do it again, then you use it as a deterrent. But when you don't do that, you are creating an enabling environment for other atrocities to be committed against the people. When you don't nail it, on the board, you are telling them how vulnerable you are. You are exposing yourself to these people. That is the reason why you see Boko Haram do what they do. And sometimes they collude. They cover them. They do all manner of things. Go in there, pretend that they were attacked, pretend that their APC was, handicapped. They abandon everything there and ran away. And these people will carry everything, go and reinforce, put them into their warehouses, and organize to come after them. So these are just That is, they have the capacity, they have the wherewithal to protect lives and property, but they have chosen not to do it because they are benefiting one, because those people that are committing these crimes are at the behest of those in authority that want our land, your land, my mother's ancestral land to be taken over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Maxwell. Fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching, we have a responsibility to protect our land. Nobody is going to protect the land for us if we don't do so. Nobody is going to do it. Nobody is going to do it. I thank God that Biafrans have already volunteered. Many Biafrans, men on the ground, have volunteered to defend our land and fight until the last man standing. That is one of the joy I have, that finally we have been able to reunite the men on the ground, put them together and lay focused on their responsibility, which is to defend Biafran land. Their responsibility is not to come online and broadcast. Their responsibility is not to come online and talk. There is no information they will say online that Mazen Nannekan has not dropped already. There is nothing you will say today that Mazen Simon Eko have not said already. Those of us in media today, there is nothing anybody is going to come to anywhere to say that we cannot be able to pass through. So if you are a man serving on the ground, let every one of us mind our area of jurisdiction. Focus on your own area. Do it and do it perfectly well. Do it and do it perfectly well. We have all the structures you need. In this our platform, you see our brother Maxwell coming here also. When you talk about security issues or maybe information that has to do on security or advice, we don't need the men on the ground to come online and begin to talk about all those things. We have people who have worked in the security outfit and they have retired, they resigned with experience and knowledge. People who have been in wars, who can come out and give you advice on what to do. You have no business coming online to cry like we, the civilians, are crying. Why the civilians are here crying? Oh, they are killing us. You also will wear your camouflage and come out and you're crying. Oh, they are killing us and throwing bombs. Then what do you want the civilians to do? This is one thing our men should stop. I know they are watching our videos because I saw some of them. I saw some of them are still coming up. Some new ones are coming up. We wearing camouflage to come and make broadcasts. And our people are so emotional when they see anybody in camouflage making camouflage in the bush, making broadcasts. You see them, they will surround the person. Whatever you say is the right thing. And before you know it, the person will begin to assume power. The person will begin to claim superior to every other person. And it is we that always empower them. This idea of we building strong men and strong women, we should desist from it. Continue to focus on building the institution, the United States of Biafra. Whoever is appointed in any position under United States of Biafra, support that United States of Biafra and support the person. Not that individual. Support that very institution where the person is represented. We have love and respect to our men on the ground. Our responsibility is to provide everything they need, including informations. That is what our responsibility is. And their own responsibility is to continue to protect our land. The primary objectives of the government is to protect the life and property of its own people. In this case, the Liberation Army of Biafra has a major role to play in this state that we are, because when you talk about restoration of Biafra on the ground, they play the major role. I suppose they're supposed to be they're supposed to be very busy. They're supposed to be very busy, not having time to come online to speak. If they have a complaint to lay, they know where to go and lay their complaint. The Secretary of Defense is there. The Deputy is there. There are means you can pass your information if there is something that is bothering you, but not to come online and become a broadcaster You wear your camouflage, you go and take a chair and sit one side of the bush and you're broadcasting. And you expect people to come and clap for you. And in that broadcast, you'll be lamenting. Oh, they are killing us. Oh, they are bombing us. US, America, come and help us. What is the complaint? What do you want the civilians to do if you are there shouting? What do you expect we, the civilians, to do when you have taken that position of crying and shouting? Go ahead, my brother Maswell.
Excuse me. Mazuchuk, you see, when you are properly trained, there are some certain things you will swallow. There are quite, we were trained to endure all sort of things. Look, there is a stage in your life where they will train you on how to manage water. We call it water discipline. Because there is a place that you can reach, you will see nothing to be delivered to you, especially food. Because when you are deployed in a place and the road that connects you from where you are deployed with your headquarters is not cleared, and it's not every time that they will be patrolling on it, they will be flying on it all the time. No, you waste a lot of money. You will be forced to remain at that place and make use of the environment. My brothers and sisters, the person that you are looking at here, I have experiences for almost 1 to 2 years in the forest. What the monkeys eat is what I will eat. I plug them and eat. If I need to eat meat, I'll use my bullet and kill a red deer. Use my lighter, open one gunpowder, one bullet, take the gunpowder, make fire, and roast it. This is how we survive. We call it jungle. I did my jungle warfare for a whole year. These things are things that you are meant to live with. You are not going, if you have volunteered to secure your land, you are no longer a gentleman. You are more or less an animal in human form. Because you will not live in the house. Your enemies will not allow you to live in the house. That is how it is. It is a great sacrifice that any man or woman would do for the land of his or her ancestors and to protect it. And every civilian this is the reason why I always shout, how I pray that God will enlarge your pockets so that those people over there will be taken care of. It is not an easy task. It is not an easy task. You might see them coming out to do what they are doing. Look, if they survive the next second, they will be praying to survive for the next minute. Yes. If they survive for the next minute, they will be praying to survive for the next hour. If they survive for the next hour, they will be praying to survive for the next 24 hours. If they survive for that 24 hours, that is a day, they will be praying to God to survive for the next week. That is how we live. And that is why when you look at professional military organizations, they are being taken care of. I was being taken care of like a baby, a newly born baby during the United Nations. Even the water we drink is at our back. They fix it at our back, and there is a straw from there. You draw, you sip, you put it back into the straw hole on your uniform. Our people that have volunteered to do this must be taken care of. And it needs a lot of resources to take care of them and make them look happy. They have wives, they have mothers, they have fathers, they abandon them, they volunteer. Look, there is no other sacrifice any man or woman will pay apart. There is no other sacrifice any man or woman will pay apart from this, because that person has exchanged his or her blood for the sovereignty and survival of the rest of our people. and they must be protected. And they should, at least from me today, I will tell them not to come out and begin to broadcast. You can select the commanders. The commanders can come once in a blue moon to tell how they are doing their things. Public visibility is not good for people that are fighting for the liberation. We don't do it. Hardly will you see us coming out, even in conventional warfare, coming out. We do away with public, appearances and coming in camera to do most of those things that they are doing. They should not. Do what you're supposed to do. Know the appropriate channel where you're supposed to channel whatever that you are doing. The one the government decides to give to us to consume, we'll take it. That is the only thing I will tell them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Maxwell. I appreciate you, and I hope they are hearing us. We appreciate their effort, and we love everyone that is making that commitment. It's not easy. It's not easy for them to dedicate their life. There is no amount of money you will pay somebody for his own life. There's no amount of money you can give someone that's okay, give me your life. I give what no amount will equal the life of a human being. Just like my brother said, that is the highest sacrifice you can make. You are living by a second. They might see you today, and the next minute you're not there. You are sitting in this minute, in the next minute something might happen, and you're no longer there. They live by hours, by minutes as they survive. So we don't want them to be distracted, and they should not get themselves into distractions. All the Biafran people should do, join the United States of Biafra in all the fundraisings. Anything you can do to support them, do it. Financially, prayerfully, morally, in any way you can support, do it. The price they are paying for us is heavy, and we have to show appreciation at all times. I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this program. As we are rounding up now, we spent almost 3 hours of today's program, and I will allow my beloved brother Maxwell to give us his closing remark while we round up on the program.
Thank you so much, and glory be to God that we have arrived the end of this discourse. I would like to use this opportunity to tell my people in Biafra land, please stay out of trouble. We have a wide variety of enemies that are coming against us, those that are being formed by the governors, those that are being formed by political office holders in Biafra land, and so on and so forth. Please, please, take this instruction in good faith. Do not create an enabling environment for them to destroy you. Always be careful in whatever that you are going to do. Although you cannot rule out incidences, it will happen. But please be careful. Tell your brother or your sister or your parents where you are going to. And if there is no important reason or emergency for you to embark on any journey, please stay at home. Go your job, come back home, and remain at home. It is only a man or a woman who is alive that will point the grave of a brave man. Be a coward for now. Just be a coward for now. And let the Biafran Defense Force take care of the rest of the things. And definitely the United States of Biafra, under the leadership of Dr. NgoziOrabueze, will see to it that their welfare and accoutrements needed will be supplied to them. Guide yourself first. Prepare yourself first. The Biafran Defense Force will not be there at all times to protect you. They are not spirits, they are human beings with blood running in their veins as well. They can get tired. They are not robots. They can get tired as well. Please, they need your support. Unfettered support. They need also your contribution. If God has blessed you enormously, please contribute according to how God has blessed you. You are not doing it for anybody. You are not doing it for me. You are not doing it for Massive Chooks. You are doing it for yourself and your generations unborn. These are the only things I need to say here. And I say, may God continue to bless each and every one of you. In your workplaces, may you see favor. Anywhere, God bless you are going out and coming in. May God enlarge your wallets. Bless you enormously so that you will be able to fund this liberation fight that we are fighting. This sovereignty of the sovereign nature of the United States of Biafra. I thank you all, and may God continue to protect and provide for each and every one of you. I remain your Okene from the little beautiful city of Bolgatanga in Upper East Region. I love you. Thank you for having me.
Love you more, the man from Bolgatanga. Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max. I appreciate you. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect you. And I thank every Biafran that has participated on today's program. I appreciate every one of you that has been with us from the beginning to the end. Thank you for being part of the program. Please continue to share this program. Like and share. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Make sure you are part of this program every morning. Every morning, we are always here. Every morning, preaching the gospel and bringing information to your doorstep. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every Biafrans across the world. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I appreciate every one of you. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. Thank you so much for being on this program, and see you again next time. Stay blessed.